Welcome to Lions Live 365. I'm your host, Michael Ayers, and today we are talking about the Brad Holmes press conference. I have looked at so much of the reactions to Brad Holmes press conference, and I'm just letting people know, man, he's the scapegoat for 2025. I'll explain all of that after I kind of go over my little cliff notes about what Brad Holmes talked about. Brad Holmes talked about Frank Ragnow letting him know after the draft that he was going to retire. Kind of hard to predict a 28-year-old center retiring. He took accountability for the season not going the way that it needed to go. I'm not really giving him too much of the blame for that, but we'll talk about that later. But it didn't go the way it needed to go. Um, he couldn't find a good trade partner for offensive line help or edge or corner. And when you look at the transactions that were actually made, most of them sucked. So I'm happy that he didn't make that trade because we traded two firsts for Sauce Gardner. And he was out here getting fried and then got hurt 3 games in, and we are out of our first round pick for 2 years. People would be very upset if like, to be honest, man. Knowing our luck, we would trade for Jalen Phillips, who has already had back-to-back ACLs. We would trade for him, get him. He would get hurt here, and then y'all would talk about how Brad Holmes is an idiot for trading for a guy who had back-to-back ACLs. So that's another thing. When you look at all the trades that we could have had that actually got completed, most of them sucked. None of them were for good offensive linemen, which also kind of lets you know it's kind of hard to trade for an offensive lineman during the season. He also let us know that the offensive line is going to be an urgent situation in which he's going to try to fix. So for me, that was enough uh, as far as, kind of the what I wanted to know. The reporters that were there asked some really dumb questions, and I kind of want to address some of the dumb questions. Asking a GM, "Are you going to be more aggressive?" doesn't make sense, and I'm actually kind of happy that he was confused by, like, define aggressive. Because if you think about it, since Brad Holmes has been here, we have been pretty active and we've been pretty aggressive. Trading a franchise quarterback for a franchise quarterback and multiple draft picks is aggressive. Trading up 20 some odd spots to get a receiver with, with untold potential is very aggressive. Trading up for Broderick Martin's bum behind is aggressive. Trading up for Manu is aggressive. Trading up for giving up 3/3 for a receiver in Isaac Tesla is aggressive. Trading up a couple spots to get Tate is aggressive. That is literally showing, hey, I'm not sitting on my hands. I'm trying to get what I want, and I believe in these decisions. That is aggression. The idea that, oh, we have to spend money in free agency to be a serious contender. I respect that idea, but at the same time, the free agent has to choose us. The trade partner has to make the deal with us. All of the only players we know are available and that can go are the guys that sign a free agency for ridiculous money and guys that actually completed like a trade. So, like, the idea that, hey, yeah, just get on the line, trade away 2 drafts for one player, and if that don't work out on a team that gets injured at a ridiculous rate, that then just live with the consequences. I'm just not with that. I'm not with us going into a situation with, like, say, Josh Sweat. Let's pay Josh Sweat, who's really only had 2 really good seasons in his whole career, one good Super Bowl, and let's pay him almost 200 million. Let's pay him like he's Danielle Hunter, and then be surprised when he can't match that production in his new space. That doesn't make sense. And that's what happens. Like, people want to win the headline. I don't want that. Now, if these bargain, like, people go, oh, he's going to shop in the bargain bins. If that's who chooses you, that's who chooses you. If an A-level talent chooses the Detroit Lions, that'll be great. But let's be honest. The Detroit Lions don't have all the perks that the A-level talent want. There is a guy that will sit here every day all day and talk about how Danielle Hunter could have been a Lion if we would have traded a first for a rental. That is stupid. He told everybody that would listen that he was going to go to his hometown in Houston. He told the Vikings, hey, don't trade me. He told the Lions, I'm not going there. I'm not staying. Y'all can trade what y'all want, but I'm not staying. They decided to go a different situation. That man signed a very team friendly deal for Houston. If you think that the 5 or 6 teams that were trying to get him to come to their situation did not offer more than $28 million, you're on drugs. He chose the place he wanted to go. He knew he could get another deal before the rookie quarterback got paid again. There's no way anybody can match that. Like, so it's one of those things where it's just like everybody knows so much until it's like, well, we don't know what that player really wanted. Like, exactly, you don't know. So when you say, oh, are you gonna be more aggressive? You don't know if he's caught. You don't know if he's made 300 calls. You don't. In every other situation, if you've seen him be ultra aggressive in the draft, you've seen him be aggressive. You've seen him trade for Carlton Davis. You've seen him trade for you've seen him get C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You've seen him get D.J. Reader. You've seen him get Alexander Zaloni. You've seen him get free agents. It's just like not the names that pop for you. So like I just don't understand why Brad Holmes is held to this standard and Dan Campbell is held to that standard. And I'll never understand that. Right? Now look, this offseason is a big offseason. He has to kind of battle through some things and make things happen. But I'm giving him a mulligan for 2025 in my opinion, because hey, a lot of things happened that were completely out of his control, and he did his best with what he could do his best with. But one thing I'm not going to do is sit here and act as if, oh, it's all Brad Holmes' fault. Because at the end of the day, I saw my head coach not even do a proper offensive coordinator search, basically go just get John Morton because he's the homie, to go set him up. And if you're going to sit here with a straight face and tell me that if we had a better offensive coordinator that we couldn't have won one additional game to make us make it into the playoffs, you're on drugs. If you're telling me that there is no way that if Dan Campbell were to take points on 2 or 3 more occasions, we wouldn't win one more game. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. You're lying to yourself if you think that there's no way that coaching could have been better, that we couldn't make better decisions as a coaching staff to make it through the challenges in the roster. Like you can't tell me that. You just can't. But dude, they hold like Lions fans holding 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th round picks against a GM. This is crazy. This is caviar problems. Caviar. For real. Like this is some upper level. Like this is like, hey, y'all acting brand new. And I want him to be better in some spots, but man, like to me, man, I like what he's been doing, and if I'm the only one, that's cool. But that's the gist that I got from there. Like, hey, the O-line situation, we're going to handle it. We are going to evolve in some ways. We're going to make some things evolve. We're going to try some different things. When he mentioned we may change the scheme, oh my God, I almost died with happiness. It's because the defensive scheme is so stupid. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. People just don't understand it. They don't know what they're looking at. We are out here running this version of like a mix of a 3-4 or 4-3. It's just a lot. We keep switching fronts. We got a 5-man front, 4-man front. And the edge opposite of Aiden Hutchinson has to be so versatile. It is ridiculous. He got to be able to play outside of the tackle, over top of the tackle, over the guard. He's basically a 3rd down defensive tackle. So he basically needs to be Chris Jones, J.J. Watt, Julius Peppers. Like and it has to be a certain size to play the style that we're talking about. So we are going to see a bunch of mock drafts where they got 240-pound guys, and then people were like confused, like, why didn't we pick Donovan Izaraku? Why didn't we pick Mike Green? Even though they light in the behind, and there's no way that they could play in the scheme that we use. It's very difficult to be honest, my opinion, we should probably just put Aiden Hutchinson at big edge and go get some lightning quick guy to play Aiden Hutchinson's position, and we would be fine. But that's neither here nor there. But when you look at this team, there are so many different problems that we can be fixed in the offseason. I believe Brad Holmes should get some leeway this offseason. I think he should be very aggressive, and I am going to grade him upon that. But if I had to choose between who I was more disappointed in, the guy who had just extraordinary circumstances or the guy that didn't, I'm picking the guy that didn't, that made me upset. And the person that didn't have extraordinary circumstances was Dan Campbell. You need two people to trade. You need one person to decide to kick to kick a field goal. There are certain situations, especially like in the Packers game, when we went out there, ran a fourth down play call, or I don't know if it's fourth or third down, but I believe it was fourth down, where we decided we're going to do a HB base directly into Michael Parsons. And guess who's going to be blocking Michael Parsons? A third string tight end. There is no way that, I don't care what the personnel is, unless you got Gronk over there, you don't have a fourth down play call be towards Michael Parsons and a tight end is blocking him. It's just like, and then when Michael Parsons blows up the play, we got to act surprised. Like, no. Oh, is like some things you just can't make up. So for me, man, when it's like, oh, Brad Holmes is being used as a scapegoat in this situation, and this is not even the first time Dan Campbell has scapegoated a different coach or player or somebody around him. He scapegoated Aubrey Pleasant. He scapegoated John Morton. He can't fire himself. He fired Johnny Moe and did just as bad as him. So who he gonna fire? Can't fire himself. But at the end of the day, I feel like the media and the fans are just like, everything's Brad's fault, and I just don't understand it. I'll never get it. There's a lot of disrespect of Brad Holmes, but Dan Campbell it's just kid gloves because he cries for y'all. That's what it is. Y'all like that he cries for y'all. I really wanted to win, and I really want to do it for these guys. But at the end of the day, you keep making dumb decisions that cost them games. And man, I'm not hearing it, man. Look, that's how I feel on it. Whether it's game day, draft day, or any day in between, it's Lions Live 365. Please like and subscribe. Peace out.